Hey guys, it's the Real Aquarian here. I'm doing the monthly read for Capricorn, so I'm just going to dive right in. Thanks for tuning in. How are you Capricorns doing today? I hope well. I hope life is being kind to you, and if it isn't, I hope it improves. I sincerely do. So let's see what we got for you, Capricorn, for this month. Okay, make sure we can see. Capricorn for the month. Yes. Now that is what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So no, not bad. Not bad. I know what you're thinking with the three of swords, but don't freak out because it's reversed, so it's not as bad as you'd think. What I'm seeing right out of the gate is I'm seeing a wonderful kind of evolution for you. I'm seeing through this month, Capricorn, you are going to be evolving to a kind of state of higher self. I don't necessarily mean a spiritual awakening. I mean on the level of life goals, perspective. Yes, in spirit as well. There's a heavy amount of wisdom that's going to come from this evolution. But I also see on the flip side of that, I see some of the things that are going to be working against you. Some of the things that you're going to have to kind of wrestle with, do battle with, you know. Okay, so just jumping right in with the Three of Swords in reverse. This is having already acknowledged the knock, the pain, the hurt, the something, a situation or a person, circumstance, something has inflicted a mark, a scar, if you will. That could be emotional, physical, psychological, but you have been hurt. There has been a mark left upon you in a negative way. And I can't put a time on that because it really could be anything. There's something that just kind of looms over, whatever that may be. Person, place, situation, whatever. But there's this kind of hurt, this kind of thing that just won't kind of really fully be dealt with and moved on from. Well, this month, Capricorn, what we have is that kind of acknowledgement. This is about recovering from the situation. This is the path to betterness in self, in all aspects. So, having already, been dealt the blow, it's about kind of being able to find a different perspective, being able to face the pain and the hurt and then release it. It's not about just forgetting whatever it was. It's about working your way through it. It's about understanding that this does not, life's knocks, situations, people, whatever have you, but life's knocks don't happen in vain. We can learn things from it. And that's what this is ultimately about. It's about getting to a new place in regards to this situation where you're able to kind of learn the lessons, make your peace with it, and, just kind of have an overall more optimistic perspective at the end of this. But you really do have to kind of face it. You have to release it. This is about purging the negative emotions and negative energies that have been kind of using your energies. That's, these negative energies are, what do I call them? Energy suckers. That's what this negative energy is doing. You are giving, even if it's in the back of your mind, you're giving part of your energy, your whole energy, part of it's going to this still because it doesn't go away. And so, but for this month, Capricorn, this is about being able to kind of face it, feel it, deal with it, make your peace with it, and move on, and still maintain a positive outlook. And there is such wisdom in that. You're gaining a higher sense of kind of wisdom as a result. And then what I'm seeing as part of this month evolution for you, Capricorn, is we have the Ten of Coins. And so you become more mature after you hit this level of realization. After you can find the silver linings in all things, good and bad, once you reach that level this month, your maturity level actually rises with your level of wisdom. How about that? So, but with that maturity level, you're going to start fixating on future goals. Not just next chapter future goals, but there's going to be a real focus on we're talking legacy. We're talking what you want way down the road, life goals, what you want at the end of the day, you know? Not just, you know, it's, I won't say at the end of life, but I just mean if you're thinking about retirement, if you're thinking about having a kid, if you're thinking about, you know, having to, you know, afford elderly parents, you're thinking about college, things like that. It's long-term life kind of goals that you're going to be starting to kind of set for yourself, kind of starting to think about. You're going to be putting focus. This is about kind of committing to creating a strong, sustainable foundation for you. And those that you love, those that are around you. It's not just a you thing. This is those in your orbit that can benefit as well. Family. It doesn't have to be blood relatives. Those that you care about. That's the basic of that. It's about, you know, kind of growing together and what everybody gets to kind of partake in, what everybody benefits from. But you need a strong foundation. So having purged and gotten rid of these bad energies and not giving any energy to this kind of, you know, fixation, to this kind of being stuck in that rut of the suffering aspect of being dealt a blow. It's really about being able to take that energy back and then focusing it on something much more important, which is your future, which is, you know, like I said, legacy, long-term, real sustainable, real levels of comfort, tangible kind of goals that you're going to start to kind of be thinking for yourself. And then we have the King of Coins that just jumps in here and immediately, this is a part of your evolution here, just kind of screams out and is like, yes, this month you're going to be ready to put in that kind of level of energy and effort, that blood, sweat, and tears, once you have your eye on the actual prize, the long-term, what do you actually want for yourself and those around you? How do you envision yourself, you know, 20 years from now, 5 years from now, 50 years from now, depending on how old you are? What are the real lifelong things you want to be sustainable? What level of comfort do you want to have for yourself? How important is that? Because at the end of the day, the King of Coins, a part of this evolution, is not only putting in the blood, sweat, tears, not only putting in the focus for the things that you want, but this is also about enjoying the ride as you go. Having to put in that much effort and energy, what's the point of that if you never get to enjoy the things that you have? And that's kind of on this evolution path for you this month, that's kind of one of the lessons you also have to learn is, yes, I need to put in hard work and energy and effort and focus and drive and, you know, really give it my all to obtain the things that I want. But you also have to be able to value, now that you're giving that much effort, you have to be able to value what you are attaining for yourself. And that means enjoying it, enjoying your life as you are progressing through this, not just for the month, but overall, as you're trying to attain, you know, future stability, future sustainability for yourself, a real foundation for you and those around you. You have to learn to kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then I'm seeing, okay, so you have this evolution, and then on the flip side of that, I'm seeing the obstacles you're going to kind of be facing in the middle of this wonderful kind of progression for you. So I immediately, with the two aces in reverse, what stands out is insecurity. So through this evolution, you're going to be kind of going through bouts this month of actual doubt. I don't even mean to rhyme. That's the only way I can get the point across. Insecurity. So while you're going through this evolution, you're going to be faced with the obstacles of emotion and the mind. You're going to be in this, with the Ace of Cups in reverse, what I'm getting is not only is there insecurity and doubt, but there's a real need to kind of find the balance in all things, because the fixation is strong, the work ethic will be strong. This is like methodical level, you know, I can handle what I need to handle. It's about silver linings and keeping the optimism. So when I see this and I see the need to kind of, you know, have that kind of control, have that kind of I can press forward no matter what kind of attitude that happens as a result of this evolution, the emotional kind of roller coaster that happens right here in the month, is a little less severe. You're a little more prepared for it, just as long as you kind of stay on this path of your kind of evolution. But there's this little emotional block that comes up. So we have insecurity, we have doubt, but there's also, it speaks to, as you're focusing on your future and how hard you're going to have to work for it, and really being able to kind of make the real commitment to do so, there's this kind of concern that comes about in the month for you, Capricorn, where you may not necessarily be all that kind of trusting of those around you, as you know, it comes down to, perhaps you don't think that they kind of jump on your bandwagon as much as you would like, or maybe they're not as supportive as you like. It's one of those situations where there's just sort of, you don't necessarily think that others can help you kind of attain this. Others are going to be helpful, conducive to you moving forward and progressing in your life, with your goals, your ambitions, your desires. But just keep this in mind, that this kind of lack of trust, this kind of lack of doubt is working against you. This is in the mind. This is the emotion. What's aspected is you're going to let your emotions get the better of you. But I would say to that, silver lining, much like the card indicates, silver lining is learn from it. Learn this lesson that you have to find a balance in all things. And it's a constant struggle. But acknowledging that and being willing to put in the effort to that, acknowledging that you can handle whatever problems come your way, right down to emotional imbalance kind of problems. The King of Coins ultimately tells you, not only are you strong enough, but you have the discipline within you this month, the way this evolution goes, you will have the discipline to be able to kind of strip bare whatever problems come your way, get to the bare bones of whatever issue, obstacle that shows up, and you'll be able to find your path forward. You'll be able to find the solution. So again, insecurity is one of the things you're going to be battling. But then we also have the Four of Coins. And this one's a tricky customer. So it's good that you fixate on your future. It's good that you have the work ethic and the drive necessary to obtain long-term goals, and the wisdom of having purged any kind of avenue in your life that is taking energy, but for negative things, feeding the wrong kind of beast, as I do like to say. With the Four of Coins, yes, it's about material gain. It's about acquiring more wealth. But the problem here is, through the month, this fixation on your future, this level of work ethic and strategizing to get there, you're going to be met with, you're going to find yourself saying, you know, in the name of self-improvement, I have to fixate and focus on this that much more. That is a foolish move. And I don't say that with judgment, Capricorn. I'm just letting you know what I'm seeing here. It will be foolish for you to fixate too much, where fixation becomes obsession. At the end of the day, this is about striving and evolving to a place of utter happiness. Like I said, this is enjoying the ride as you're going. So if you find yourself in a situation where, through obtaining wealth and fixating on that so much that all you actually want is the money, if that's the only end-all be-all goal, then you have yourself a problem, because that's not what life is made of. You know what I mean? Money has its place. Money has a purpose. Money has, you know, importance. But it's, at the end of the day, it's not, you know, the most important thing in life. And it's certainly not, you know, the only point of fixation that you should be kind of considering as you're evolving to this kind of higher level of self-awareness and the things you want to bring about for yourself and those in your orbit. But so this is, don't kid yourself, because you will this month want to put it under, no, I'm only doing this, I'm only focusing that much more on this, fixating, obsessing on this, so that I can better myself and I can better the situation, you know, of those around me and stuff. But you have to be careful, because this oftentimes goes that step further, where then you kind of put yourself in a position where you kind of muddy the waters. And that's what's happening with the Ace of Swords. Not only do you alienate yourself with this, nobody's going to want to jump on the bandwagon with you if it's just money, 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 money. This is supposed to be the evolution of overall happiness. Finding joy in your life, in all things, in all aspects, valuing what you have. So as a result of this kind of overfixation that you're going to find yourself in, it will be wrought with potential for conflict. You might actually hit a threshold with someone, and that's certainly aspected this month because we have I said emotional imbalance. We have a situation where emotions will get the better of you. They're not being kind of channeled. Your energies and emotions are not being kind of channeled correctly because you're adding a self-pressure here. That's where the doubt and insecurity is coming from. This fixation, this new strategy that you're going to embark on, you know, to move forwards, to elevate yourself, is a good thing. But if you, come at it a little too strong, if you come at it a little too obsessive, you place your value, your time and energy on the wrong things. Yes, it is good to secure a future, but it's not just about the money. It is about, your legacy. It's about those around you. It's about being able to enjoy it. So be careful not to fixate too heavily on your goals when it comes to the money aspect, because it'll put you in that position where you're not actually going to help yourself. You're actually just going to kind of block yourself in this evolution process. Now remember, in this month, with the King of Coins, you do have the ability to face these challenges. Much like this is about silver linings, you can face these challenges if you just strip them to the bare bones of it. Insecurity and doubt, trying to make others happy, not necessarily trusting that they'll, not have your best interest. It's more about them not being willing to kind of be on that same level of intensity as you. And with good reason, because in the month you hit a point where the money aspect of it becomes too much of a point of fixation. That's not the only thing important in life. And as a result, you could see a boiling over of emotion. You could see a venting. But with the Ace of Swords in reverse, you do have a potential conflict. But there is this muddying the waters. If you fixate too strongly on the money aspect, you will cloud your mindset on the goals that you're trying to attain. It can't just be chasing the paper. What other aspects of your life do you want to improve? What other aspects of your life do you want to make full and, joyous and blissful? It's that money can't buy you happiness. It can buy you stability. It can buy you legacy. It can buy you comfort for generations. But at the end of the day, there's other things in your life that you have to kind of, fulfill. Other things in your life that you want to nurture and put, energy to, put effort, diligence. But here it's about finding the balance. You do need to find balance on focus, but not obsession. Be very careful of that, Capricorn, for this month. And if you want to kind of avoid this conflict, I would learn the lessons of this. Don't self-sabotage with insecurity. Don't doubt yourself so much, but you do have to be aware that obsession can set in, self-pressure can set in, and you've made so much progress in the month getting yourself to a place of being able to already release negative energy. You don't want to invite more back in, and that's the wisdom here. Being able to take change as it comes, being able to counter any obstacle that comes your way, simply by getting to the bare bones of it. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Find the problems, find the solution, move on, next thing. It's about keeping that kind of focus. So if you don't want to have to deal with the kind of conflict, the Ace of Swords in reverse basically tells you that getting to the bare bones of this issue of maybe a little too much fixation, maybe a little too much self-pressure, you need to reevaluate your focus. So through the month, you're going to hit this wonderful point of focus and fixation on the right things. You're going to start developing strategies. But then you're going to hit a point where, it becomes a little more muddied. You will have obstacles that will basically kind of fudge up your wonderful little evolution pathway forward. with the King of Coins, you have the strength and capacity to deal with these issues and keep pressing forward without things like obsession or doubt or insecurity. And we certainly don't want any conflict with you and those around you. So just keep the eyes on the prize, but don't put so much strain and pressure on yourself to the point where you alienate yourself. Because a lot of times when it comes to these kinds of feelings of not being able to trust others and stuff like that, sometimes instinctually you're correct. Other times emotions and thoughts can kind of betray you. That may not be the actual situation. So keep that in mind, Capricorn. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is your monthly read, and I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen.